Alright, so I'm going to try and just break down the Bob Ross wet on wet style painting method as best I can for you here, really as if you don't know anything and you're about to do your first painting. So hopefully you can grab your big old easel, your big old brushes, some oil paints, paint along with me. Alright, so I'm going to take a 2-inch brush here and just dip just the tip of the bristles in here. I'll show you. So just a little bit of paint right on the tip, and trust me, that'll be plenty to start. So what I'll generally do is I gotta hold my easel because it's not sturdy or made for this. And I'll just drag some across the top, sides, for that, go across the bottom, start spreading down. I am pushing pretty hard right now. You want to get it really into the fibers of the canvas. Making little X strokes up and down, side to side. Just the tips of the bristles here. Ba, ba, ba. That down there. Just the bottoms for that. So it's hard to see. It is white paint on a white canvas. So you do want to be sure that you're covering every inch of it. You definitely need it for this painting method to work. You need the paint to be able to blend while you're painting. So now we'll go side to side across the whole entire canvas. And up and down. So if you think you may have missed a spot and you're not really sure, don't be afraid to just, now there's white paint on my finger, that spot's good. So really, it's gonna be much easier to use too much magic white than too little. So if you think you have too much, and what I do pretty much every time I do a painting, I'll do my initial cover right there, then I'm gonna take my brush and I'm gonna clean it real quick. So I'm gonna dunk it in some paint thinner and beat it against the little homemade setup that I have to not make a mess. Cool. And then wipe it off like that. I'm literally gonna take a clean brush, no paint, and just go over this again and pick up any excess magic white that may be on the canvas. So just big strokes across the whole thing. Side to side, up and down. Got a hair, just get it with my brush. Cool. So that's good. My canvas is nice and coated, and we can go ahead and get started on our beautiful sky. I use palette paper, literally just because it's simpler. I can throw it out, I don't have to clean it, and if I run out of space, I can just get another one. So, I got some alizarin crimson and some Prussian blue right there. So we'll do a pink sky that goes into some blue. We'll do it nice and easy, so if it's your first painting, you can follow right along. So, let's see if I can get this in the frame here. I'm gonna pull out some of this crimson. You don't need a lot of color, you really don't. I'm gonna tap, 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 both sides of the brush. And that essentially just gives you an even distribution, so you should have paint all the way throughout those front bristles. And we're just gonna go in. I'm gonna start kind of right in the middle, to be honest, maybe a little off to the right with these X strokes. So I'm exaggerating, but just crisscross X's, so. And you can see I have alizarin crimson on my brush, but we have white on the canvas. So it's gonna end up giving you more of a pink. So you always remember that all your colors are gonna get slightly dulled by the white that's on the canvas. So we'll just work this around wherever we want it. Wherever we want it, I think I'm gonna go all the way across. Bring it up here like that. Oh, that's nice. Crisscross, crisscross. So it's always really nice, I think, to bring some of the sky color down into what can eventually be water. And most of the time, rules get broken, but most of the time with this method, we're going to be starting far away, so with sky and water, and working closer and closer and closer through the foreground. So I'm just going to pull some of this down, straight strokes, just right into here. Doesn't really have to be perfect. Sweet. Prussian blue, phthalo blue. I got Prussian right here. Both the blues are going to be much, much stronger than your crimson. So you don't have to clean your brush or anything, and we can just go right into this blue. So I'll pull it out. Once again, you don't need a lot. You really don't. You can always get more. Very hard to get it off the canvas. So tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. So this is going to be much darker. I'm going to start up here, and I'm going to work down so it'll get lighter mixing with the white. Typically, you're going to want the corners of your painting to be darker than the center, and it'll pull your eye towards the middle. So here we go. Same crisscross strokes. There we go. There we go. And if I go over the red, I'll probably get a little bit of a lavender, and also the blue being so much stronger will probably just take right over. That's looking pretty good to me. So I'm going to grab a little bit more of that blue, and I'll show you how we can just put the foundation of a little bit of water. Tap, 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 pull a little bit out, tap, tap, tap. So, oh shit, I just bumped it. Ah! Doesn't matter. So still water is typically going to be vertical. We're going to be flat, horizontal, vertical. It's going to be horizontal, right? So you want these strokes to be even, or nice and flat. You want to come in from the outside. So start at the bottom here, go however high you want to, just pull straight across, come to this side, just pull straight across. It's nice to leave this little gap right here. It'll end up kind of looking like a sheen of light that comes across the whole thing. So I'm actually going to get a little bit of midnight black in here, and I'm going to darken the corners of this water and maybe even the sky just a little bit. So just a little bit's all I need. Boop. Just pull a little of that out, mix it with the black, and then mix it with the blue, black and blue and black, whatever you like. Set that down. Come in here. Yeah. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. With these corners. Oh yeah, just a little bit. Cool, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this brush. There's a good chance I time-lapse that, so be right back. Sweet, so now I'll take a clean, dry brush, and we're essentially just gonna go blend all this together so it's harder to tell, or maybe even impossible, where one color starts, one finishes. You get rid of these brush strokes, and just make everything look a lot smoother. And I'll start in the middle, in the light area, and you'll work into the dark. As I pick up this blue on my brush, I'm not going to want to go back into this because you'll streak it. So you can always just go over here, I have my finger here, beat the paint off my brush, come right back. He makes everything look so easy and smooth. I'm always got too much paint, making a streak, gotta do this, do that, so. But what you gotta realize, and you will over time, pretty much everything in this method, you can kind of fix it. So it's like, oh my God, I streaked blue across that. Don't panic, it's a happy accident, you can fix it. down here. I'm just gonna go all the way across this. And you'll see that sheen still persists even though I went right over it. Pretty cool. I got a little fluff or dust or something on here. I'm gonna go ahead and just get that off with my brush. Blend that area out. Kind of want to blend here a little more. So when you're doing this, let me get in frame. So when you're doing this, take your time. Like, he was filming a 25-minute TV show, you know, it's a half hour with commercials. You've got all the time in the world, so spend 15, 20, 30 minutes. Blend in your sky, look at it. Step away, look at it from over here, look at it from over there. So come back to it, blend it out. There's no rush, no rush. You're not Bob Ross, it's all good. Cool, I'm liking that. Real quick, we'll kind of blend all this together. So you'll notice he does these big strokes across the whole canvas. Ooh, I got a dusty. And when he's doing this, I swear y'all, you're not even touching the canvas. I mean, you are. But when he says 3 hairs and some air, he's not messing around. He really means it. So cool. So that's a really good foundation. Let me get out of the way. So let me show you, I think we can go in now and let me show you a couple ways to make some clouds. Really, you can make clouds a whole bunch of different ways, way more ways than I'll show you here, obviously. There's no rules to this. If you want to make clouds your own way, do it up. So at the moment, I'm sure it can change because things change all the time. My favorite way to make clouds is with this big old fan brush. This is a number 6. So I got my palette here, or my palette paper. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull out some white. I figured I would just show a few different ways to make clouds, some of my favorite ways. The first way will probably be the easiest way, and I call them splat clouds. And you literally just pop right into the canvas this way and make some beautiful clouds. So I'm gonna kind of follow the general shape of the red and blue line right there. And literally just, and now I'm just twisting, splatted it in, make some noises, have some fun, it really doesn't matter. Can't control it. Cool. So now I'll take a 2-inch. So that was super random. So some of these places where the paint's a little bit thicker, I'm just gonna kind of blend it out with just the corner of this brush. And I'm just gonna barely touch and do little circles. Just the paint's a little thick right there. Bottom's a little bit. Cool, beat that off the brush. And now I'm just gonna kind of do some X's and kind of fluff this a little bit. Just kind of blend it in. Maybe a little bit of this. Fluff that out that way. So these are kind of like little circle strokes. Just barely touching the canvas to pull some of that paint up. Cool. Keep the X's coming off. And now I'm gonna just go horizontally across kind of that whole cloud and really blend it into the canvas. So just very, very light though. Barely touching here. 3 hairs and some air. Sweet. So I don't even know if y'all can see it, but right here I made kind of a drastic blue brush stroke that you can see. And when I was painting by myself, I'm still painting by myself, and I had nobody to tell me, bro, chill out. I used to freak out when I did stuff like that. I'd be like, oh, fuck. I mean, oh, shoot, I ruined it. But you didn't, it's fine. You can literally just take a clean brush and blend a little bit. And I don't know if you could see it, but now it's gone. But I've only ever learned from YouTube and from whatever Bob Ross says, and he was crunched for time. So like, you really have to watch episode after episode after episode, which I do, to hear a lot more information and not hear all the things that he doesn't say in every episode, because he's just like, zip, 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 amazing painting, 20 minutes, bam. Sweet, but that's a sweet little splat cloud right there. And now we'll go ahead and we can make some big little fluffy ones. Some big little, yeah. So, back to my white. Got a good bit of paint, nothing crazy. So now, I've got my fan brush loaded up. I'm gonna use just the corner here. Think like a cloud, and I'm gonna go on making circles, pushing pretty hard, and just focusing on a general cloud shape here, thinking like a cloud. Clouds are very free, clouds are very fluffy, so just pushing into the canvas, making some circles, come down, we look over here. So that's looking pretty cool. I was running out of paint a little bit, so I'm just gonna flip my brush, get the other corner, and proceed to do the exact same thing. Tap that out. Awesome. And I think I'll do one more before I blend that cloud out. Clouds are kind of a, well, this type is at least kind of a 3-step process, and you just do it over and over and over and over. It's sweet. Get a little bit more paint. I'm just using straight white here. There's a little bit of blue in it just from picking it up off the canvas. You could mix in just a little bit of crimson. Maybe I'll show you that and put a pinkish hue to some of these clouds. Let's do one more right. Yeah. Give this another. Cool. All right. So now once again, get frame here. Take my 2-inch brush and we're gonna blend out the bottoms of these clouds with, once again, just the corner, doing little circles very, very lightly. So we'll start on this one. I'm gonna use the top of my brush. Circle, 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 circle. Just blending out the bottom. So when you start to pick up a little bit too much paint, just flip your brush, get the other corner. Circle, 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 circle. And then I'll come over here. So now we'll fluff it. So we're gonna make these circle strokes very, very lightly. Half the time when you see me doing this, I'm actually not even hitting the canvas. I'm just getting air, trying to come as close as I can to pull up just some beautiful little stringy things on the top of this cloud. So let's go. Yeah. Sweet. And then we'll hypnotize it, so I'll just go across the whole cloud very, very lightly here. You got yourself a happy little cloud. So now we'll go ahead and do the exact same steps to this cloud right here. Blend out the bottom. You can even see some of the spots where there might be a little bit more paint. You can blend out some of that. Flip my brush. Blend, 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 blend. Over here. Once again, we'll just fluff it up. Same big old circle strokes. I'm actually going to come to the center from this side this time. And so honestly, I really like how the top of this cloud is looking, and there's also a lot of blue in that corner. So if I go to brush over the whole thing, there's a good chance that I just take a blue stroke through the top of that cloud, and I don't want to do that, so I'm actually going to not even worry about that side. Come over here, just hypnotize it a little bit. Perfect. Step back. Awesome. Come back to my fan brush here. So I'll show you here. Got my palette. Let me get it frame. I'm gonna get just the smallest amount of crimson. Like literally the smallest amount into this white. Mix that up, because it will just set it on fire and make it bright red. You just want pink. So now I've got like a nice pinky white on here. We'll make one more cloud in that same style. So I like to make kind of like an octopus cloud, I call it, where it kind of comes out. So we'll go right here. It's fun in real life when you look at the clouds, you see things. Oh, there's a bunny, there's a duck. You can do it in your paintings. Oh, there's an octopus, there's a little bunny. You know, you can think of things like that when you're painting. There's no rules here. I want one up here in that corner. So can see I can just kind of tap in some little buffers right at the bottom. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Enjoy yourself while you're painting. Have fun. Don't be hard on yourself. The whole point is to have a good time, step out of reality for a little bit, not stare at your phone and watch TikTok as I film this and look at a computer to make sure I'm in frame. Alright, so once again, we'll blend out the bottom. Over here this time. Over here, there's not as much need to blend out the bottoms, so it already looks nice. Once I hypnotize it, it'll be fine. So I'm going to fluff the top of this a little bit. Over here, actually, big C's. There we go. There we go. More like that. And then, just a wee bit here, across the whole cloud. 3 hairs in some air. Awesome. Oh, I almost forgot about that one in the corner. Bottom, little circles. C's. So you can see, even just doing one painting, one sky, you can get a lot of repetition in on these same things. Just keep doing clouds and do them over and over. Skies have really become one of my favorite things to paint, and it's glorious because they're the first thing you do. So it's like, bah, I get to paint another sky. Alright, over the whole cloud, really light. A lot of blue up there. Oh yeah, blend this out a little bit. All I do, flip her up a little bit. Look at this. So right there, you probably actually can't see it through the camera, but once again, I hit a little harder than I wanted to right here, and I made a streak. And once again, I've only learned off YouTube, so I can't like ask questions. I used to kind of get panicked and be like, oh, I messed up the sky, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Take just a clean brush, make sure it's clean and dry. Now just really carefully, little X's. Blend it right away. Really, you have endless power on this canvas. You can blend anything away. I could probably just until there's nothing there. Alright. Real soft right here. So that's an awesome sky. But I think just to show you one more method of cloud, we'll add a few more. We'll do some 2-inch brush clouds. So I'm just gonna pull into my same color, my white mixed with now some crimson. So I'm just tapping. You can kind of see it. Tap, 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 turn, tap, 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 tap. And I'm gonna do the same thing. And I'm just gonna tap, 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 tap. Right on the canvas. So literally you don't have to be too concerned about it. Just I like to do these as kind of horizontal streakers that are gonna end up looking real nice and soft in the background. Picking up that color, that pink. Turn my brush to a fresh white, come over here. And remember, a lot of this is probably going to be behind a mountain or something, but you know it's there, and it's just great practice getting it done. So cool, I'm going to go ahead and clean this brush off. Alright, out of breath from beating the hell out of that brush. So on these ones that I just tapped in with that other brush, I'm just going to take a clean one here now and just blend them horizontally, just really softly, to it right how I like them. Oh, peep this. Bob Ross, Abbey Road style tee, by the way. What? So dope. So, alright, I think that's where we'll call it for this little lesson. We'll call that the first one, just how to get that magic white on your canvas and how to do a beautiful little sky to start your painting. Awesome. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching.